Okay, welcome back to KC's Beer Room. I'm KC. This is KC's Bar. And coming up on tonight's show, we're going to be continuing on with the Great Australian Winter Beer Series. We're going to be trying a buttered beer. It's an English style of beer. It's from the 1500s. We've got that and not much else coming up on tonight's show. I'm KC. This is the Big Beer Show, and this is the Great Australian Winter Beer Series.
KC's Beer Room, home for the connoisseur. Smells like beer, but it's so much more. Crafted with passion.
So like I said, we're going to be doing a butter beer, not a butter bean. Don't get that mixed up with the big fat baldy boxer that was on every card for Mike Tyson's fights. No, it's not butter bean, it's butter beer. Probably made famous, I guess, from the Harry Potter movies, and I guess the Americans might like to drink it. I don't know. I've seen YouTube videos where they're drinking it around Halloween. Sometimes they drink it at those amusement parks, Disneyland or whatever. So that's what we've got coming up tonight's show. And what we're going to be drinking, let's put the beer goggles on. We're going to be drinking from the Shepherd and Neame Bishop's Fingers Kentish Strong Ale. Not very Australian, you may say, for the Great Australian Winter Beer Series, but that doesn't matter. It's a Kentish Strong Ale. It's coming in at 5.2%. It's in this beautiful 500ml bottle, and they've been around since 1698. So if they don't know what they're doing, they might as well give up now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crack one open, pour it in the glass, and I'm going to drink this while I'm making this up for you. This video might go for a while, but don't you worry about that. You're going to enjoy every hour of it. Look at that. That looks fantastic. It's a ruby ale colour. Let's bring it around quickly because we've got a lot to get through tonight. There it is. Hopefully you can see it. It's in the camera angle somewhere. Slight carbonation, off tan, white, creamish head, beautiful ruby colour. Get that in there. Yeah, fantastic, fruity, strong alcohol. Even though it's only 5.2%, it does have a very strong, it's got a strong smell too. Dark fruits, malts, maybe a little bit of toffee. Right, let's get this happening. Let's turn on the heat. We only want a low heat again, because like I said last week, if I did, maybe I tried to explain it, but if you boil beer, it makes it extra bitter. That's why you don't want to use an IPA or a real hoppy beer, because if they boil, it's just going to be so bitter, it's just not going to be drinkable. All right, this thing's so hard to get on a low heat, but anyway, we'll try it. There we go, it's on a low heat, so let's move that out of the way. We'll put that over there so you can have a look. So this historic recipe is based closely on the original 1588 document, The Good Housewife, it actually says, Housewife, handmade for the kitchen. Those were the days. Yielding a smooth, comforting drink resembling a spiced custard flip rather than a modern sweet soda. So in England, they do call these flips, but it's buttered beer. So anyway, we're going to crack open. We're going to put the first thing we're going to do is put the beer and the spices in. So what spices, you asking? Well, we're going to be using ginger. We're going to be using nutmeg. We're going to be using some cloves and some brown sugar, as well as we've got 2 eggs, yolks, not the whole eggs. Get rid of those whites. You don't want the whites. We've got 2 yolks, and we've got about, what did I say? I think it's 20 grams of butter, softened, which will go in at the end. So we're going to let this slowly warm up. We're going to put it says 1/4 teaspoon. Where's my teaspoon got? So we want to put 1/4 of it, there we go, a bit of ginger, a bit more than 1/4 there. What do we got? Nutmeg. We're going to put some nutmeg in. 1/4 teaspoon again. We'll just whack a bit more in. Who cares? Right, and we want to put a couple of cloves in. Whole cloves. Let's go one more, couple more. Who cares? Get them in there. We're going to let this simmer over for a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, until it starts to simmer. We want to keep stirring it. So we'll let that start happening. Right, so while we're doing that, we want to add the egg yolks. Egg yolks, can you see them? Probably not. We'll put them in to our other bowl. Right, egg yolks are in. And egg yolks. The egg yolks and the brown sugar. We're going to whisk this vigorously for about a couple of minutes. We've got to get in there and whisk it, whisk it, whisk it. Whisking, whisking, whisking. You want this to turn into a nice velvety, which is looking like it's doing. All that brown sugar's dissolving in. Beautiful. I didn't bring anything to get this out of there, did I? Woo, we could be in trouble. Right, egg yolks, brown sugar, whisk vigorously for 1 or 2 minutes until smooth, pale and thick. I'll bring you back once this is ready. You enjoying it so far? You can see that starting to simmer now, warming up nicely. There's our spices. There's a close-up of the beer. Fantastic. Okay, so our ale's starting to warm up and simmer now. I don't know if you can see the steam coming up. Our whisk eggs and brown sugar are looking nice and velvety there. So let's have a sip of this beer. We'll give you a bit more of a review on the beer itself without being all buttered up. Yeah, it's got a good malty hit. It's toffee. It's strong in flavour. It feels. It says it's only 5.2%. I think, did I say 5.2%? But it tastes a lot stronger than that. And it's a beautiful colour. I reckon that's a fabulous colour. You can also use porters, lagers, I guess, if you wanted to do this. But they recommend an ale. This is an ESB, so it's extra special bitter strong ale from Kentish. I think it's from Faversham, Kent. Like I said, and they started brewing this beer in about 1958, I think it was, after the barley rations. I think it was barley, don't know much, do I? Barley rations that they had put up with for 20 years. They decided to bring out this one, a nice big malty beer. Shepherd's Neame, 1698. 1698, right. So once this is warm, we're gonna temper the eggs. So tempering the eggs means we're gonna remove this from the heat. We're gonna ladle a bit, 1/4 cup in the ale, slowly in an egg mix, whisking. So I think it's warm enough. I reckon we're gonna get a quarter of a cup out and we're gonna whisk away. Right, riveting stuff, isn't it? So we got to pour this in slowly and we got to whisk. Hopefully you can see what's going on here, because if we don't, it's going to curdle and it's going to taste like shit. So we want to keep on whisking this. Just gone a lot thinner than what it was. Right. Oh, shit. Shit, man. Bring this around, you can have a look what I'm doing here. That's what it looks like. Right, so I think that's done. We've removed the pot off the heat. So then we're gonna slowly add this back into the pot and we're gonna whisk and whisk and whisk again. Oh, that wasn't good. Slowly, we've got to do it slowly. You can't really see what I'm doing there, can you? How's that? Is that a better angle? Probably not. Well, it doesn't look like it's curdled to me. Okay, so we've done that much. Let's get rid of that. We'll put that there. Doesn't look like it's turned to scrambled eggs. So now, our next thing we're going to do, we're going to thicken the base. So we're going to return this back to the heat. We're going to whisk it for another 5 minutes until the liquid thickens. Let's quickly bring you over so you can see what's going on there. Got to keep whisking. Right, so I'll bring you back when we're ready to add the butter in. Right, so I've been whisking this thing away now for over 5 minutes, and it says until it starts to thicken, and a nice velvety froth, but it doesn't really seem to be thickening. The recipe did say, it was a bit confusing because it sort of said 500 mils of beer, but then it said in brackets 2 bottles. 1 bottle of this is 500 mils, so I sort of halved the ingredients. So it said 3 egg yolks, I only put 2. I only half a cup of brown sugar, I only put a quarter of a cup. So I don't know, maybe it was supposed to be for 500 mils and I should have put 3 egg yolks. But anyway, I'm gonna keep doing this for just a couple more minutes and then we're gonna take it off the heat and we're gonna add the butter. I'll bring you back. So it doesn't look like it's separated. Not that I know, but I think I'm going to take it off the heat now. Turn that little fucker off. Whoop, something fell. Just keep stirring it. Right, so what was the next step? Add the butter. Right, we're gonna add the butter in. We're gonna keep stirring while we do that. Oh my God, it's so cold out here. What did I say? It's 10 degrees, so the butter's almost gone hard again. Yeah, we'll just stir that in. Jesus, the butter's almost gone hard again. Right, so we're going to stir that in. So I'm going to do this, and when I bring you back, we'll be put this through a sift into the glass, and then we'll have a taste test. Right, so I think that's all dissolved now. I'll just quickly bring this around so you can have a quick look at what that's supposed to look like. It looks like dirty, no, I don't want to pour it too high up so it falls out. It looks like dirty dishwater. Anyway, hopefully it tastes all right. This beer's going down really well. I don't mind the old bishop's finger. And there was a story behind the bishop's finger. It was something they found a sign that was pointing towards the Thomas à Becket's Cathedral in Canterbury in Kent. So they've come up with like an ancient sign back from the, I don't know, back from the 1500s, I guess. Tudor times is when they used to drink this stuff. And then I mentioned ginger. Back in the Tudor times, like 1500s, back in Henry VIII days and stuff, ginger. If you wanted a pound of ginger, it would cost you a sheep and 2 daughters. Well, maybe not the 2 daughters, but it was about a sheep. If you gave a sheep, you'd get a pound of ginger, like spices back in them days, because they weren't from England. They had to bring them from Asia, India, and all them countries over to England. Spices was like a rich person's thing. Commodity? Is it a commodity? I don't know if that's the right word. But anyway, I like this beer. I reckon you would enjoy a couple of these beers on a cold winter's night. Did I mention the date? The date is right. 31st, the last day of July. So what we're going to do, right, we're going to sift this in. I'm going to give Mrs. Beer in this little pint glass. I don't know what you'd call that, but it's little. Hopefully you don't pour it all over the place. Let's try to get it in there. I think that'll do Mrs. Beer Room just a little bit, just so she can have a taste. And I'll put it in the comments what Mrs. Beer Room thought of it. The rest is going into the big pint mug. Why am I using a sift? Because you don't want them cloves going in there, apparently. No one likes to swallow a clove. Right, look at that. Let's bring it around. We'll give you a quick look at how that looks. Sort of, to me, sort of looks like a bit of a iced coffee steaming. It's got a nice froth on top. It does still have a nice froth. Looks fantastic. How does it feel on the hands? The last one was brilliant for the hands to keep them warm in winter. Yes, that's doing the trick as well. Right. Let's get a thumbnail. Right. Idiot. Right, that looks fantastic. Let's put that back up there. We'll bring the pot holder. We'll put that there. We'll put that there. Well, we've got knives out here. Looks fantastic. Right, let's go in. We'll have a sniff. I'm smelling butter. Pretty much that's all I'm getting is butter. Maybe some of the spices, a bit of ginger. This is like making a custard, isn't it? Got to sit there and stir that custard and the eggs and shit for ages and ages. Like, luckily you're not going to have to see what I was going through getting wanker's cramp fucking whisking this shit. But it's like making a custard. So I don't know if this is supposed to be thick. Yeah, I'm just smelling butter and a bit of the malty beerness, like the beer. So that's the snatch. How about we get it down the hatch? Wow. It's rich, it's creamy, and you're getting that Kentish strong ale kicking in at the back. Yeah, it's a bit weird, that is. It's a weird taste. And I do, like I said, if you're an American watching this, because I think about 2% of my viewers are American, is this a thing you do over there? Because I've seen it on YouTube, that you drink butter beer, whether it's alcoholic or not, I don't know. It's not bad, actually. I don't know if you, like, of everything, you gotta, how much of it could you drink? I reckon you might only drink like 1 or 2 of these before it's just a bit too, you know, milky, eggy, beery, warmish shite. But it's a really weird tasting thing. Like, you get in the beer, but the buttery and the egginess is overpowering the beers. Maybe that's what it's supposed to do. Let's get this into me and we'll see if it's a similar taste, minus the egg and the butter. Yeah, it's definitely, the beer is kicking in at the back. Hey, look, if this is a novelty thing, it is a novelty thing. And it's something you might enjoy doing, just making it, going through the whole process of making it and drinking it, because that's what I like, the process. Doing something different, cooking something out of beer is always number one for me. Look, I'd recommend it. I'd say you go out there and get it. I think I paid at Uncle Dan's, being a member, it was $21 for 3 500ml bottles of Bishop's Finger from Shepherd's Neame. You go down to Uncle Dan's, you try some of these British beers. There's the Spitfire, there's all other ones they've got down there. They've got a bit of a collection of the Shepherd Neame. I guess that's about it. I'm KC. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. A butterbeer made famous on the Harry Potter movies. And until next time you get there, and you better send it. I think I'm gonna take this one inside, sit down and watch the football with this nicely warming up my hands.